an extensive part of his life to learn a different way to see reality. He loves to create distinctions to explain things. He claims that teaching is about theory, and creating distinctions is about showing the conditions of being different. Most people show great concern about their reputation. Julio rather think about being a person of character. Reputation, he says, is that which people believe to be. Character is that which people are. What is great about Julio is that he is a man of character with a great reputation. Today he's presenting Project 2 from Communicating on Video manual from the Advanced Communication series. His objective, to understand the dynamics of an interview or talk show, to prepare for the question that may be asked of you during an interview program, to present a positive image on camera, to appear as a guest on a simulated video talk, and his time is 5 to 7 minutes. Please welcome Julio Garro.
Thank you for joining us for episode 324 of the School of Greatness, known as the man changing the way we organize in life, in conversation, and business. I'm honored to have the one and the only Julio Garro joining us this morning.
Thank you.
From climbing mountains to immigrating to the U.S. and joining special forces, to leading a very successful executive coaching business. Julio, you've done it all, but what you haven't told us about is this secret to running marathons. No.
That's the crazy part of my life. I keep a secret.
Why have you chosen to pursue marathons?
Really, the reason why I started running marathons is because I was going through a divorce, and some of you that experience that is a very interesting phase of your life. And I needed to keep myself and my body really busy. So one day I knew it was a marathon, and I didn't prepare or anything. My little brother said, "Hey, dude, let's go do that," and we went on running a marathon.
Fascinating.
That was the first marathon.
There must be a lot more to it than just that.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard that you've run 56.
Yeah, 56 marathons.
Can you speak to either perhaps why 56, or maybe along the lines of divorce? Does it take that long to move through something?
That's as many divorces I have. No, what happened is that at the end of the marathon, there's a whole bunch of people there giving you flyers about the next marathon. So usually somebody put one in your hand, you look at it and say, well, you know, I ran the Des Moines Marathon, and then in October is St. George Marathon. Oh, I never done the St. George Marathon, so I'll go check it out. And then you go run St. George Marathon. Then when you go to St. George Marathon, then somebody from California is there. And then they have the San Francisco Marathon, or the San Diego Marathon, or people from Phoenix, and they give you the Fiesta Bowl Marathon, and always people, it's just tempting you with a new marathon. And then it becomes part of your life. It's just a way of living. You know, you're always running, and the experience of a marathon is experience of life. See, unfortunately, we cannot experience death. Because when you're dead, that's it. You don't know if you can experience it or not. But when you run a marathon, you really experience your capabilities. How far can you go? How far can you go? The most you run, it was a 5K or a 10K or half a marathon. How do you do 26.21? And what goes through your head during the process is amazing.
What does go through your head during that process?
I have a blister on my foot. It's time to quit. There's an ambulance is going by. Hey! And then you're done. But at the end, they put your name, D and F, did not finish. I don't want that initials under my name. So you keep running. And you just go over pain. Pain To me, pain is a conversation. I don't engage in the conversation. I used to have this little trick I created. You go in, you're in pain, you go in this steep hill that you gotta run, and you know you get into the limit of yourself. So I used to have knee pain. So what I do is I used to imagine all these little munchkins, you know, running on my knee, these little robots, okay? And they all have little wheelbarrows, you know, and they're all going over there, wheelbarrows pointing, you know, energy, oxygen, and nutrients, you know, to my knee. And you imagine that picture in your mind. And as you go into like in a trance, and all of a sudden, you look around, you're at the top of the hill. And the pain almost had disappeared. Why? Because you don't engage in the conversation pain, you engage in the conversation, you know, making something up. It's really, really cool.
Fascinating. Could you possibly relate that to life? You mentioned that running is like life. So how do you take that knee pain and apply it to maybe even something as divorce or death?
Yeah, you can make little stories like that about life. You know, we all express failure sometimes in life. In my business, you know, I have to. The thing I like most about my business is the conversation I have with my clients and how we create things and we produce things. But in order to have clients, you have to sell. And what do you do when you go see a client and they tell you, no, I don't want to work with you? No, I don't want to. I'm not going to do this agreement that we're not going to do it. How do you walk out? You drive yourself out of the building. And then you get to your car and you're a total failure. Well, how can you start the car now? I don't have an engine to start the car. That's the moment when we have to use that. You got to go back to the old conversation. Okay, little guys, give me a hand. Start the car for me. You got to go. It's another door next door. There's going to happen that door.
Fascinating. Now, you spoke about 56 marathons, but I've also heard that perhaps you extended that distance. If you can speak a little bit, what drove you?
Well, you know, it's always a little higher. It's always a higher mountain. So, you know, you start with a 5K, 10K, half a marathon, and then it's a 50-mile ultra marathon, and the 100-mile ultra marathon. And, you know, 100 miles is 4 marathons in a day, you know. You have 36 hours. You have 36 hours to complete. It's plenty of time.
No big deal.
Yeah. But again, this is the thing. We go to school to learn information. We don't go to school to learn things that are really going to help your life, like how you approach things in life, how you approach problems, how you approach somebody in your family die, how you approach divorce. So you need to, when you're going to run an ultra marathon, you need to prepare yourself to recreate yourself one step at a time. One step at a time, you're recreating yourself who you are. And that's what character comes out. Who am I going to be in the matter of pain, rain, snow, tiredness? Who am I going to be? Am I going to be a baby?
Fantastic.
Or am I going to be a man or a woman?
It's a choice that we have. You know, Julio, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. We are running short on time. I always like to ask my guests this. And it's your last day on the planet. All of the information and knowledge that you've created has been taken away. What are 3 things that you would write down to leave all of us with?
Create distinctions about your life. What is happiness? Most people talk about happiness. I have no idea what happiness is. Love. What is love? Most people have no idea what love is. And the last one is live every moment of your life.
Fantastic. Happiness, love, and living.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us.